All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. This is going to be a lesson on how, when it goes down, man, right? When the day of the Lord comes, everything that people are worried about now is ultimately not gonna mean anything, man. And I was watching this movie, right? And then there was in a party. The movie's called, I'll say the name of the movie. The movie's called The Darkest Hour. And I'm not really too sure what the movie's about yet. And I've only watched like 17 minutes, right? But it's a apocalyptic style type movie, right? But the movie starts off where they're like, it's a group of like business people and that. And then they go to one party in Russia and they're trying to do some business deal over in Russia. But then they're at a party and then the two guys are all looking around in the party and they see this attractive bartender woman, right? And then they're all like in awe of her, but then she ends up being interested in some next guy and they're all down in the dumps about that, right? And then they go to take a picture with some other women that they know in the party, and then the lights go out and then they all step outside and they see these big golden like orbs coming out of the heavens, right? And then they just descend down to the earth and then they disappear, but then they come back again. And everyone in the around that, they kind of like make a circle around it, but they start stepping back. And then a police officer's there, and he goes over to try and touch the thing that's fell out of the sky, and he just turns into dust, man, right? And then they all start running, but most of them end up running back inside to the club that they came out of. And then the reason what made me stop to do this video is that the same woman that they was getting all simping over and really wanting attention, she became nothing. And she had to run herself. And then there's a scene where it shows her all terrified and she doesn't even look as attractive as she did when times was peaceful. And that was only like about, according to even in the movie's time, about a minute's time had gone past, man. Right? And she doesn't even look as attractive anymore just because of the fear that she's under. Right? Just because of the fear that she's under, she doesn't even look as attractive anymore because the affliction has took her attractiveness away, man. Right? This is Matthew chapter 24. Let me get into the scriptures. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, and that's what they was doing in this movie when they was drinking alcohol, right? The women was all pretending to be lesbian, or pretending to have STDs, pretending that they couldn't speak proper English when the Russian guy was coming over to try and talk to them, right? But as soon as the destruction came, them women was useless, right? As soon as destruction came, them women were useless, man. And the women were all running around, diving, just screaming, useless, didn't know how to do anything. Which is what's going to happen in the actual time when it goes down, man. Women are not going to be, a beautiful woman is not going to be much more valuable than an ugly woman in a time when all hell breaks loose, man. Men ain't going to be thinking that the beauty of women is more so a thing that people care about when times are peaceful, man. Because in a time where things are rough and harsh, if a beautiful woman tries any of that same stuff that she gets away with when times are easy, men ain't going to be accepting of none of that bullshit, man. Men ain't going to be so easy to give their luxuries and their resources to women as they would be when it's times are peaceful. They're going to be a lot more stingy, a lot more niggardly with those things in that time, man. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark. And the reason why I'm reading that scripture is because they was all chilling in that bar, man. And that woman was even arrogant when she saw that them two guys, and one in particular, was attracted to her, but she liked another guy. And she kind of was looking over in the movie and kind of mocking him, man. Right? Like, oh, I've got the best guy in here. I've got the guy that's the richest. I've got the guy that's got the most status and all that stuff, which is what women do in this world now, where they get the so-called high value men and all of that, right? Which I'm not saying that women shouldn't want to have the guy that's supposedly the best, right? But what these women thought was the best man is actually not the case, because the best man is the man that Yahweh chose. But Yahweh set it up so that the best men that he actually designed were rejected by this world, man. Yahweh made it be a thing that the men that he actually chose were rejected by this world, so that it can be more of a bragging rights in the faces of all these people, and so that the boldness of these men can be made manifest. Verse 39, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. And in this movie, man, and like I said, I only watched 17 minutes, but them people was chilling, man. In particular, the women, man, they was living it up. You know what I mean? They were just the two women. They were just going through, dressed scantily clad, walking through the city with their heels clicking, getting into the bar without. It showed loads of women getting into the bar, just walking past the queue, right? Just getting in because they're attractive, and then sitting in the VIP area, right? And I'm gonna say the name of the movie again. The movie's called The Darkest Hour, right? The women was just chilling. All these attractive women just in the bar, living it up. And then when the destruction came, they didn't know what to do. They're just running. Just running. That's all they knew how to do then. Right? That's all they knew how to do then, man. And that's what it's going to be like when all hell breaks loose in the first place. These women ain't really going to know what to do. You had Clarissa Shields recently. She was running her big mouth. She's a hood rat too, man. Clarissa Shields is a demonic hood rat, man. A hood rat Eve that you wouldn't want to be nowhere near around her. And because she can box a little bit, you know she's extra hyper aggressive, man. She's extra hyper aggressive, but she was running her mouth, talking about how she can beat Keith Thurman and all that, right? And then she got bammed in her mouth and was unconscious, man. She got knocked out, man. I don't care what she says about she was knocked out, man. If that would have been a real fight and she got knocked down like that and got back up again to try and fight back again, she would have got her ass knocked out, man. I don't care what she says. If she would have did that to a man in the ring, she would have said that she knocked him out. So therefore, she got knocked out, right? But that's another example, man. You got women out there that they are trying to talk up big like they can fight men. You got women out there trying to be bodybuilders, trying to get henched off and that. And some of these women that are bodybuilders, their faces actually are pretty like like what a model's face would be. But they've got demons on them that they're trying to have a woman's face, but damn near a man's body to where the point where their boobs turn into pectoral muscles, man. It's weird. They're trying to make their boobs turn into a man's chest that goes gym a lot. It's weird. The spirit of women is becoming weird in this world. The spirit of everything is becoming weird in this world, man. But this movie that I've started watching, it showed how quickly all that stuff means nothing, man. When it goes down, all that stuff means nothing ultimately. And where's that scripture? The affliction of an hour maketh a man forget pleasure. I know it's somewhere. I think it's somewhere in the 11. Here we go. Yeah. Sirach chapter 11 and verse 27. The affliction of an hour maketh a man forget pleasure, and in his end, his deed shall be discovered. Right? When all these people in this movie, again, I'll go back to this movie, these women and all that, they were living it up, man. And even the men that was able to get in the VIP area, right, and they had all the honeys around them and all of that, right, they was living it up. They were arrogant, boastful. But then when all hell started breaking loose, they didn't know what to do. They just ran. That's all they knew how to do then is run, man. And even this movie that a lot of brothers have been mentioning, Leave the World Behind, a lot of them people was living a good life all the time too in that movie. Right? They're able to just quick time, oh, let's just book a mansion out in the middle of nowhere and go out there and just go and chill there for a few days, just randomly. They was able to just have that kind of lifestyle, man. And then the Jake and that, he owned that big mansion himself and had all these contacts and these connections, but he didn't really even know what was going on, man. Because wisdom and, let me get that scripture, wisdom and knowledge is going to be the stability of those times, man. In a time where the angels and Yahweh Shai show up to this earth and they start bringing destruction, these people in this world are going to be running around talking about it's an alien invasion. It's a it's an alien invasion. What did that wicked Jake say before, man? On World Star, those are aliens. Those are aliens. They're moving in formation with his stupid ass. Right, that's what he said. Those are aliens. Y'all need to be shooting that. He was talking all that. Right, that's what these people in the world are gonna be saying, man. Ah, run! There's black aliens coming out of the sky. That's what these people are gonna be thinking, man, because they ain't gonna know what the hell is going on. Or they're gonna be thinking that it's an invasion by some next country. That's always what they show in the movies. They always think it's some invasion. It is an invasion. It's going to be an invasion of the heavenly realm, claiming the earth, so that just like how the scriptures say and the Lord's Prayer says, so that the world can be like on earth as it is in heaven, man. The heavenly realm is coming down to the earth to claim the earth, so that the earth can be just like the heavenly realm, man. The earth's going to be a version of the heavenly realm, man. Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 6, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure. And most of these people, they don't fear the Lord, man. Most of these people don't fear the Lord. And I wasn't even going to mention this, man, but this this thing that I seen, it brought me much joy, man. It brought a lot of joy to my heart. One video that I saw of one of the elders, man, right, where where these two fat devils came up, man. These two fat Edomites came up with a little dweeb, skinny dweeb with them as well, trying to make fart sounds and all of that, right? Trying to start it up. And then they was talking about go back to Africa and all of this, calling people niggers and all of this kind of talk, right? And then as soon as they start getting told a few home truths about themselves, right? They couldn't handle it, man. They wanted to be able to say whatever they wanted to say. But then as soon as they started getting told a few home truths about themselves, they couldn't handle it. Hebrews chapter 4 and verse 12. For the word of Yahweh is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. And before them Edomites walked by, nobody said nothing to them, but they heard the words of the Lord, and they got cut by the words of the Lord they was hearing. So they wanted to make fart sounds and do all this other stupid stuff, right? And then when they started getting told some home truths about themselves, about how they're fat, you had the one Edomite woman had the nerve to say, I just look like this, but most of this fatness that you're seeing is my titties. She actually had the nerve to say that out of her mouth, and I'm thinking, hang on. So why are your shoulders so far apart from each other then? Why are your shoulders so wide? And why is your back so wide, man? Like, did these people, she really was talking as if they didn't have eyes to see that she's fat? Okay, you're saying that's why your body looks fat then. So why is your face fat then? And why are your arms fat? You got tits on your arms then. You got tits on your cheeks. You got tits in your legs because they're fat too. And last time I checked, people don't have nipples on their calves, but the calves fat too. But she was getting emotional and all that, and the other guy was getting emotional. But they wanted to say what they wanted to say, right? And then they couldn't accept that they was getting told about themselves and getting told the truth about themselves. And they had the chance to walk away, but they but they didn't want to. But they didn't want to do that. They didn't want to just walk away. They was like, nah, we're gonna have to get something going, man. Right? So then he wanted to try and pull out his phone and do all of this and do all of that, and that didn't go well for him either, man. And then he tried to get carnal, and it looked to me in the video like he tried to do some whack ass MMA takedown, which that got stuffed. The elder hit him with a sprawl, and I'm not laughing because like, ha, he had a fight, but he got away. He was able to hit that Edomite, and Yahweh didn't make nothing happen to him. And I didn't see the video on the day that it happened, but I've seen it now today and seen the aftermath of all of that, and nothing happened to them. So now I can find enjoyment in that, man, that he was able to defend himself against a wicked ass Edomite and get away with it, man. The Lord defended that situation. right? But the Edomite tried to do some takedown or something like that anyway, right? And that didn't work. And then, man, he got hit with a smooth ass Terence Crawford style right hook, man. That was a good punch, man. Right? I ain't trying to talk too carnal, but that was a nice right hook, man. That right hook was nice. Like that was like had some very good technique in that, man. Not that I'm Teddy Atlas or nothing like that, but that was a nice right hook, man. And if you, when I watched the video, which I watched it a couple of times anyway, but as soon as the punch landed, you hear the Edomite scream out. You went, little devil, man. Well, not little devil, fat devil, man. But that scenario is just a small version of exactly what Esau does all the time, and Esau's gonna start it off in the grand scheme of things with us, in terms of him trying to get us off the earth, man. He's gonna start that off, right? And that's why you've got all these celebrities. You got Kanye West going on rants and telling these people in a room. He'll be in a room with a bunch of these idiots trying to tell him what it is, but they're too stupid that they can't grasp what he's trying to say because they're too dumb, right? So he'll be trying to tell him what it is and what's really going on in the world, but they're all dumb in that. You know what I mean? And they're all talking about, try to tell him to not talk and all of this. But the reason why they're even there is because of him. You see what I mean? These people are wicked, man. These people are wicked. Nobody in the world really wants to hear anything about righteousness. They always just want to hear about wickedness, man. Right? But back on the topic of the that Edomite that got bammed in his mouth, man. Because after he got punched in his face, right, and because the brother, the elder, defended himself, and then he screamed out, right. Then all of a sudden they wanted to try and play victim, and the woman wasn't talking no more, man. She was just trying to go to, I'm calling the police. But in the time to come, that option is not going to be there, right? In the time to come, the option of being an antagonist and then calling the police, that's not going to be there no more, man. And a lot of women are going to end up getting their men hurt, right? I don't understand. It's not like them two, the elder and the brother, even look small. So I don't understand what the woman was doing, trying to, like, man, women are stupid, man. Let me read this. So, 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And them three people that rolled up, they thought that they had some power, right? And they was talking all carnal, making threats and all of this, talking about, you lucky I'm on probation, and all of this kind of talk, as if it was tough. And then when he got the chance to actually show how tough he was, it took one punch landing for him to realize that he's not tough, and he's screaming out like a little wimp, man. But he was the one that was trying to start it and get it carnal in the first place. And then the woman was talking a whole lot of smoke, talking about hit me this, hit me that, and all of that, because she's thinking in her mind that, oh, if he hits me, then the police are definitely going to arrest him. But when all hell breaks loose, these women are not going to be calling for men to hit them, man. They're not going to be trying to antagonize no situations of violence like they do now. But the Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, protected them from that anyway. And then the other Edomite that was there, the other Edomite man that was there, after the one elder defended himself with the right hook, right? His friend tried to roll up and try and do something, and the other brother that was there just grabbed him and yanked him up in the air. Didn't even, man, he could have really hurt that devil, man. He grabbed him and yanked him up in the air, and just he lifted him up off the ground to where only his big toes were touching the floor, man. And they just held him and then put him to the side, right? And then the Edomite tried to like shake his shoulders, shake himself off, and walk away, feeling like he could do something, but he knew he couldn't, man. Like, but these Edomites are always trying to cause for things to get carnal, and they're going to be the ones that are going to start it in the grand scheme of things, man. Right? And just like how they started that situation and they lost, they're going to lose when they really start it, man. That was just a small thing, but they're going to lose when they really start it off, man. When they really start it off, Yahweh is going to give us some skills, man. A brother might have never fought before in his life. And when people start rolling up on him, he just starts hitting moves like flipping Fist of the North Star, man. Hitting pressure point after pressure point, man. Just 1, 2, 3. Just 5 people roll up. He hits all 5 of them once. And the next thing you know, he just pauses in the stance. And all 5 of them just drop to the floor, man. Like, these people, they really are a bunch of demons, man. And it's funny how just one movie scene, right, can bring out all of this other stuff that you can talk about to reflect on this world, man, and how wicked it is, right? Isaiah chapter 59 and verse 19, so they shall fear the name of Yahweh from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh shall lift up a standard against him, right? And these Edomites are going to really try and come for us in all the places that we are, man. I personally have the thought in my head that in any of these areas where there's hardly any Jakes, right, that Edomites try and make maps, man. This is what I think about East. I think that Edomites would make maps of the neighborhood and try and tag every single house that they think a Jake is, man. That they think a Jake's in, man. That's what I think of you Edomites, of these Edomites, man. That's the kind of spirit that they've got on them, man, to try and clock everywhere that there's a Israelite house. Or if they live in an area where there's hardly any Edomites, then they'll try and tag mark and map out every single house where there's an Edomite, because that's like a potential ally for them. That's the kind of demonic mindset these devils have, man. But all that stuff that they've got in their mind to try and do, it's not going to work, man. And when they come in like a flood, Yahweh's going to lift up a standard against them, and just like how Yahweh put the spirit in them 2 brothers, the elder and the brother, to defend themselves, man. As soon as that right hook landed, you heard that devil bawl out, man. But he was talking the most greasy, talking like he just had hands for days, man. He was talking like he was like ranked or something. He was talking like he was a ranked athlete. Saying, boy, I oughta, man, I woulda, man, I'm about to. And then when it came to it, he didn't do nothing. It looked like he tried some whack ass takedown or something like that, right? Which didn't work. Then he tried to throw some little weird left hook, some little right hook push thing. That didn't work. And as soon as he got hit once, he screamed out, man. Ah! Anyone that's a real fighter, when they get hit in their face, that's going to wake them up and make them be like, you know what? I'm about to get active around here. Not start screaming out. Professional fighters don't scream out like that when they get hit. Unless it's a real hard shot, maybe to the body or something like that. But the same way how that devil, that was kind of spiritual, man. The same way that devil screamed out like that, man. That's how these Edomites are going to be screaming out after they've tried to put us back in a even worse captivity than what we was in the Atlantic slave trade using the Karag, man. This is what they want to do to us, man. They want to try and put us in a hardcore captivity, right? But after that fails and they realize that it's not going to work, they're going to be trying to cry for us to give them mercy, man. And why am I saying that? Well, let me show you, man. Let me show you. Like when they really realize what's coming their way, they're going to be trying to bawl out for us to be having mercy. But where was their mercy that they had to us, though? Where's the mercy that they've ever shown us, man? Where's it at? Where have they always just continually kept being demons? Luke chapter 16 and verse 19, there was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen and fared sumptuously every day. And that's these Edomites, man. They've been living it up. Even the poor Edomite, right? He's better off than he would be now than how he's going to be in the kingdom of heaven. And he's better off now than how much better off he'd be if they didn't put us in the Atlantic slave trade, man. They're better off now, no matter what they want to say, man. They're living better now than they would be if that event didn't happen. And that's why they don't care that happened. They're happy that it happened, man. They don't want that to have not been a part of history. If they could go back in time and make that event not have took place, they wouldn't do it. They'd do it even worse. Or they'd hope that they could just keep a time loop going from when that period started to where it so-called ended in their mind, man. Or just keep a time loop of like maybe the first 50 years from when that started outwards to 50 years, man. They wouldn't want it to end. They'd want it to have a continual beginning, man. Damn devils. Verse 20. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which is us, represents us, which laid at the gate full of sores. And them sores are there because that's all the bruises that we receive from all of Esau's wickedness, man. From getting our heads whooped every single day, man. From getting our ass kicked from this society, man. The brothers out there are catching hell, man. We're all catching hell. And every single brother's hell is different, man. One brother's hell could be that he might actually be in a decent position in the world, right? But he has to be around these wicked ass devils every day, man. Trans, weird freaks, adulterous demons, racist devils. And he's smarter than all of them. But they just to keep trying to shut him down, man. But then they realize, man, we can't get rid of him because he's really the soul of this whole company. That could be one brother's hell. And another brother's hell could be the complete opposite. And one brother's hell could be that he's nice with the hands, man. And every single day when he's coming around, walking around the earth, there's always people trying to test the waters with him, man. And he knows that, man, if I really just bust a move right now, that person would be discontinued within 10 seconds. But he knows he can't do that because the scriptures speak about not being carnal. That could be one brother's hell. And then another brother's hell could be the complete opposite of that. Another brother's hell could be that he's a ladies' man and all of these different women always want him in that. He might work with women that are attractive and they're always trying to get him to commit adultery. And the women physically are exactly the kind of women that he likes. But he knows that if he commits adultery with those women, then he's going to get killed by the Lord, man. Right? But then another brother's thing might be that he can't get no woman, man. Everyone's catching their own hell. But in the kingdom of heaven, we ain't going to be going through none of this stuff no more. Verse 21, and designed to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. Right? And that's these heathens, man. All the stuff that, here it is, we've had everything stolen from us, right? And we can't even get in our own community a corner store that's ran by our people. Or we'll go to the corner store and it'll be some bugged out Elamite, some bugged out Moabite, or some bugged out Ishmaelite, man. Just running their mouth, looking at us dodgy every single time we come into the store, trying to act like we're going to steal something. Right? Being racist as hell towards us. Right? But then they need us to make their whole family eat. But then they'll be disrespectful and racist in it. And they'll be disrespectful and racist because they'll know where else you go. They'll be thinking in their mind, where else you gonna go? They'll be thinking, well, where else you gonna go then if not us? But in the kingdom, even they're gonna get it too, man. All these other nations are gonna get it too. It's not just Esau that's gonna get it. Everyone's gonna get it that's ever disrespected any Israelite, man. Verse 22, and it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried. And in hell he lifted up his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. Right? And that's going into many things, man. The first one being that Esau knows when he goes into the spirit world, man, that he's not the one that's the chosen one on the earth, man. On the earth, he seems like he's the chosen right now. But in the heavenly realm, they know otherwise, man. And they know that when everything that's supposed to take place is fulfilled, that they're going to be on earth getting punched up, man. They're going to be having a horrible time on earth, man, when we're in charge. These Edomites are going to look at us like we're orcs when in the kingdom of heaven, man. They're going to look at us like, man, these people are evil to us, man. That's what they're going to perceive it to be. But everything that's going to be happening to them is righteous. Because even just how those little free weasel Edomites was antagonizing that whole situation to make it carnal, right? And then they lost. And Yahweh put the spirit on them to not try and want to press nothing. To not want to press no charge or none of that. Yahweh made them say that. And let me get a scripture, man. Yahweh made them say, nah, we don't want to press no charges. They didn't say that. Yahweh made them say it. Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 1, the preparation of the heart in man and the answer of the tongue is from Yahweh. Yahweh made them say, nah, we don't want to press no charge, man. Yahweh made them say that. And let me get this. Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 12, there is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. It seems right in the mind of Esau right now to go about his way, antagonizing us all the time, man. It seems right for them to try and bother us in small things and in large, right? It seems funny for them to do that right now. But when all hell breaks loose and when the kingdom of heaven is established and these people realize that Yahweh was just mocking them all the time and that the people that they was the most disrespectful to was actually the people that he loves the most and that he forced the world to treat them like this. But he's still going to judge them for everything that they did. What are these people going to be able to say, man? What are they going to be able to say in that time? Nothing. Edomites might not talk for a whole decade straight, man. That whole first generation of Edomites might not even dare open their mouths to say anything, man. They might not even talk. What are they going to be able to say? What are they going to have to say? What do you think they're going to say? Sorry. They ain't going to mean shit. Ain't nothing that they say going to mean nothing in that time, man. But let me go back to this. And Salakia, man, I keep going to loads of different places, man, but one small thing that you see can make you speak for a long time on this wicked place, man. This place is annoying. And that video, I might watch it again after this, man, of how that Edomite got bammed in his mouth, man. And then the way he screamed out, man, little weasel devil, man. But he was talking the most greasy, talking the most reckless, talking about you lucky I'm on probation and all that, saying, oh, I'm about to, ooh, and all of this. But then he didn't do nothing. Just got a 10-8 round landing on his ass. Didn't do nothing, man. And I ain't trying to talk too carnal or nothing like that. Like, like I'm like some boxing commentator or nothing like that. But that was a good punch, man. He kind of hit a shoulder roll, into a right hook, man. That was a nice punch, man. Like that punch was quite beautiful, man. Like I'm not gonna lie, Yahweh made him throw it like that. Salakia, man. But man, to see these devils lose even in a small way like that, man, is beautiful to see, man. Because these people are annoying, man. They're annoying. You know. Let's go to Luke chapter 16 and verse 23. And then Heli lift up his eyes, being in torment, and see of Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom, and in the kingdom, and these Edomites are going to be in hell. The kingdom of heaven is the kingdom of heaven for the Israelites. It's not the kingdom of heaven for Edomites. That's their hell. For them to see the Israelites under the new covenant, unable to sin anymore, that's hell for them. Because now they've really got no chance of getting the birthright back now, or getting the blessing. They're going to know that now, yeah, we really can't do anything now. But you got people out there trying to talk about 1,000 years, that Esau's going to rebel after 1,000 years. Yeah, right, man. Yeah, right. We might just mess with them and put the spirit on them to try and do some little waste man rebellion and that. You know what I mean? Like one brother might just try and play a prank on another brother and be like, stir up 100,000. Stir up 100,000 Edomites to try and rush one brother because they know that the brother likes to fight, man, and they'll sit back and watch and be like, watch this arc. Watch how this brother just runs through these 1,000 Edomites, man. These 100,000 Edomites all by himself, man. Nobody step in and help him, man. Watch how he just watch it. You know he's nice with the hands, but watch this. And we might just put the spirit on 1,000 Edomites, 100,000 Edomites to try and rush one of the brothers, man. Just because we know that they're gonna all get punched up, man. Just get defeated. The brother might just shoot fire out his eyes in it, all kind of stuff, man. Start throwing them miles into the sky, all kind of stuff. But then when we talk like this, people will say, "Oh man, you see how they're talking? Oh, you see how they talk?" But how are those people in the land of Israel talking right now? How are they talking, man? And that's what we mean about this world, man. We can't even talk like this. But here it is, them people are talking all kind of stuff. But if if a Vocab Malone demon or anyone like him heard this, they're trying to make it like this is harsh speech. But look at what they're doing now, and ain't nobody got nothing to say. Here it is, the Pope's meeting with trans. Ain't nobody saying nothing about that. But I can't talk about what, mate. To hell with you people, man. You really think that you get to say how we talk, man, and you don't. And in the day when you people try and put up any Israelite in the news, a real one, a real Israelite of the election, you try and put them in the front of the media to try and embarrass them, you're going to be embarrassed, man. Because Yahweh's going to speak through that man and cut your whole spirit, man. He might even reveal some crimes that you've done that you don't know that he knows about, man. Yahweh might put the spirit on that man or that woman that you try and put in front of the news to reveal crimes that you've did, man. And tell exactly where all the evidence is laying, the times where you was on that day. That's the kind of God that you devils are dealing with, man. We know more about you Edomites than you think we know. Because Yahweh knows it. And Yahweh can reveal the secrets that you Edomites think you have onto anyone, man. And that's why you Edomites are being exposed all the time. You're trying to hide things in your movies, and then your own people are even revealing it. How are the secret things of Esau searched out? How is hidden things revealed, man? Because Yahweh knows what you did. Yahweh saw all the evidence, man. He saw it, man. Verse 24, and he cried and said, Father Abram, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame, because I'm catching hell. I want some mercy, and it ain't gonna be in him. In verse 25, but Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime receivest thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things, but now he is comforted, and thou art tormented. Meaning, you had it nice when you had it nice. So now he's having it nice, man. And you're not having it nice. Deal with it, man. Deal with it. Esau's going to try that granddad. Jacob's not playing nice with me. Nah, that ain't going to work, fam. You're going to have to deal with your portion, man. When we was in the Atlantic slave trade, we dealt with our portion, right? We went through that. We got through that. And even some Jakes was talking about let it go. Don't talk about it no more. We tried that. But you devils wouldn't let it slide though. You mention it, man. You're putting it in movies. You're trying to remind us. You're putting it in movies secretly, man. You're talking about go back to Africa, calling us niggers and all of this. Where do you learn that from? Where did you learn to call us that from? You can't say from rap. It ain't from rap. Where did you learn to tell us to go back to Africa from? Because we're saying we're Israelites. So why are you talking to us about Africa? That's not very nice, is it? That's not very Christian. You know what I mean? But that's what you devils trying to say. You're trying to say, oh, yo, man, you people are a joke, man. Verse 26, and beside all this, between us and you there is a great gulf fixed, so that they which would pass from hence to you cannot, neither can they pass to us that would come from thence. So there's a divide, man. And that divide goes all the way back to the beginning, man, which is what Genesis means in the beginning. The divide goes back all the way to the beginning, man. No one can stop this divide. Genesis chapter 25 and verse 22. And the children struggled together within her, and she said, If it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh. And Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. So before they was even born, they were separated, man. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, which on that video that I watched, there was an example of that there. The one Edomite got bammed in his mouth and screamed out. Ah! Screamed out, man. And then the and then the other Edomite tried to run up on the slide, and he got grabbed and yanked into the sky, and just his toes were touching the floor, man. And then he got placed down ever so gently, just to be shown, mate, I could have suplexed your ass if I wanted to. But I'm gonna be nice. Now keep it walking up down the street, man. Like I'm more than likely after this, I'm gonna watch that video again so I can laugh at that event, man. Because them devils were annoying, man. They was calling for it to be carnal, and then when they got what they was asking for, they got served up, man. Because this world thinks that just because people don't walk around hyper aggressive and act like complete monsters, that means that they can't defend themselves, man. And if them two brothers didn't know how to defend themselves, right, them Edomites would have tried to take advantage, man. They would have tried to take an advantage of them. But because Yahweh put the spirit on them to defend themselves, they was able to protect themselves from danger in that time, man. Verse 23, and Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and 2 men of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. Right? So the divide was made from the beginning, man. And that's why Edomites just hate us. They hate our guts, man. But guess what? We don't like you either. You don't like me. I don't like you either. That's what it is, man. But they don't like when we don't like them. And here it's ridiculous. Like those Edomites was talking all kind of recklessness to the elder and that brother, right? And then when they were shocked that they didn't like them back, coming over talking about, why did you say I'm fat? Well, because I've got eyes and I can see that that's the case, mate. Like, what would you want me to call you? Anorexic. You're clearly above the necessary amount of calories that you need to maintain, do you know what I mean? To maintain being alive. You're clearly in a positive energy balance, mate. That's why I'm calling you that. It's ridiculous. These devils have hated us our whole lives. And now that we've finally got some stuff that we can say against them, they're all of a sudden shocked that we're saying it. They're shocked that we don't like them, but they don't like us. They don't like us either. But all of these things are being done, right? All of these things are being done so that we understand why this has to happen, man. Everything that Esau does and that we see Esau do, man, is all being done so that this event right now that I'm going to read, we can understand, and so that he can be worthy of receiving this. Right? Everything that he's said, everything that he's doing his whole life, man, is being done so that this event can be worthy. And in fact, let me read this first, man. All the things that Esau does is being done so that he can be found worthy to receive this judgment, man. Romans chapter 9 and verse 21. Have not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? What if God, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction? And that's what Yahweh did, man. He's allowed these devils to get away with a lot, man. They've did a lot, bro. These Edomites have did a lot of madness out here, man. They've did a lot, man. They've done, and they're doing a lot. They've did a lot, bro. They're going on a mad one out here. They're talking about we can say and do whatever we want to do, and God can't do nothing to us no more. That's how they're talking. And they'll be saying all of this with an image of what people say that the Tower of Babel looked like. These are the kind of things they do. They'll say that the Edomites are done away with, but then when they want to have an excuse for why they're killing people, then they'll say, oh, nah, actually, these people are Amalek. And then none of these Christians will say anything. But they didn't mind saying to us that that's not the case. Because these people are jokers, man. These people are ridiculous. What if God, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction? Right? And that's what Esau is. He's a vessel of wrath fitted to destruction. All the things that he's doing in his life, right, that we've had to see him do in all our different lifetimes, has been done so that we can understand why this scripture that I'm going to read right now, man, this prophecy, that we can understand exactly why this has to happen, man. Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 18, and the house of Jacob will be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, right? Both kingdoms of Jacob, man, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom are going to be hot against Esau, man. And the house of Esau for stubble. They're going to be hot under his ass, man, to no homo. You know what I mean? They're going to be hot under that shit, man, to make him really feel pain, man. Because he had been hot for us to try and cause us a pain and affliction every single time in our life. Trying to play around with us. They've never minded trying to bother us. I've been in several situations and I've seen situations where these people being devils, man. We've all seen it. It's not no unique thing for me to say that I've seen Esau being a devil. Big deal. Who hasn't seen him be the devil? Who hasn't seen him? That'd be a more surprising thing to find. You'd have a better chance finding somebody that hasn't seen him be the devil than somebody that has. And the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for Yahweh hath spoken it. Right? It's all the things that Esau does, man, is being done so that we can understand why this is going to happen to him, man. And I already understand it now, man. But we're going to really understand it even more, man. We're going to really want this, man. We're not going to feel sorry for none of them. We ain't going to be like, oh, nah, but that one's fine, though. Oh, but that Edomite woman there. We ain't going to do what Saul did. Oh, but, okay, we'll get rid of the men, and we'll get rid of this, and we'll get rid of that, but some of the women was fine, so we ain't going to get rid of those. No. In that time when we really realize what these people are, that we actually understand the depths of them, man. Because in the kingdom, we're going to be able to actually truly understand how wicked these people are, man. Because here it is, we're going to be able to fly. We're going to be immortal. We're going to be all of these great things. And these Edomites, even in that time, they're still going to be thinking that there's a chance that they can escape, man. They're still going to be thinking, man, nah, but if only we could. Oh, but if only we. Oh, but that's what they're going to be thinking, man. Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 12. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall be utterly wasted. And that's Esau, man. He's never going to really, truly be like, you know what? Okay, fair play, mate. You know, Esau's fair play spree. He's not going to be like, you know what? Fair play, mate. Let bygones be bygones. You win. True say, Isaac did give you the blessing, you know. He ain't going to say that. He's going to still think that he can give us a dirty deal and win. He's going to think there's some chance. Oh, but if I can just go through Eve again like I did before, and he might try and roll up to the black woman and try, thinking he'll be trying something, man. But it's not going to be able to work in that time because we're going to be under the new covenant. But that's the reason why he's going to have to perish, man. There ain't going to be no more of us falling like we did before. Isaiah chapter 60 and verse 18. Violence shall no more be heard in thy land, wasting nor destruction within thy borders. But thou shalt call thy walls salvation, thy gates praise. Verse 21, thy people also shall be all righteous. So there ain't going to be no Israelite that can get corrupted. There ain't going to be no Israelite that's going to be able to go, so are you the one that does the talking then, yeah? How come you don't let any of the other men speak? Are you trying to be the boss over them? None of that divide and conquer stuff. None of that's going to work. There ain't going to be no person that's going to be able to make us be envious or jealous of one of our brothers. I think I've said enough, man, but let me read the end of this scripture. Thy people also shall all be righteous. They shall inherit the land forever. So we ain't going to get kicked out of the land again. The branch of my planting, the work of my hands, that I may be glorified. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, Yahweh, will hasten it in his time. So we're going to have children too, man, and multiple wives too, man. And any of you women that have got a problem with men having multiple wives, enjoy this kingdom then, man, where you can have multiple husbands. Enjoy this right now. And don't even bother with talking about the kingdom. And if you got a problem with men having multiple wives, just leave the scriptures alone, right? And go follow the whatever the world's saying, then, man. Where you can twerk and start OnlyFans, go do that or something, man. And leave the scriptures to the people that really believe in it, man. if you got a problem hearing that. If you got a problem hearing that, let me say this as well. You're a demon. And that goes for the men that I got a problem with that too. If you want to have one wife in the kingdom of heaven, you do that. but don't try and put no burdens of men having one wife in the kingdom because you want to do that, man. If you want to have one wife in the kingdom for your whole life and you just want to have one child a year, you go ahead and do that, man. And you'll become a strong nation, but it might take you a couple million a years. But another brother might want to be a strong nation within 1 year, man, and leave him alone. That's none of your business. You know how much hell we're catching right now for you people to try and tell us that we can't have multiple wives in the kingdom of heaven. Leave us alone, man. That's none of your business. If you want to have one wife in the kingdom of heaven, you do that. But you ain't got the right to tell another man how many wives he can have in the kingdom of heaven when Yahweh said that he can have unlimited amounts. So who are you to try and put a burden on a man that Yahweh hasn't put there? Right? Who are you to do that, man? When that's against prophecy, what you talking? A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. I, Yahweh, will hasten it in his time. And one man becoming 1,000 isn't going to happen by him having one wife. That ain't going to happen that way. That ain't going to happen that way, man. So for all you people that have got a problem with that, go follow some next book, man. Just go do that. You know what I mean? There's plenty of, go make up your own thing and go follow that or something, man. Because the scriptures are not for what you people are talking, man. And I think I've said more than enough now, man. There's a lot you can say about this wicked world, man. Just from one thing that you see. But just like in the times of Noah, anyway, let me say that, man. Just like in the times of Noah, where all you people started catching hell and was thinking you're going to live and sail off into the sunset, that's how it's going to be in these coming times, man. Right? All praises to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.